There's a couple of awful things that are happening with Minecraft, especially the last couple of recent years, and I made this video not to argue, not to be negative, not to complain, but simply raise awareness and tell you guys what I honestly think. I've been doing Minecraft stuff for the last 11 years, and I've spent over 10,000 hours just making Minecraft plugins and managing Minecraft networks, so I think that I have a reasonable opinion on this matter. So, first things first, I'm going to show you the 3 reasons why I say that this is the case, and then we'll discuss options. Well, the 3 reasons are actually very simple. I think number 1, performance issues, especially ever since Minecraft 1.13 has come out. The game just loads slower and slower with every update. Let's just compare. And I would argue that my computer is not the worst. I have Intel i7 processor, just a couple of years old. I have 32 gigs of RAM, and then I have GeForce 980 graphics, which is not the best. Okay, it's not the world's best technology, but it's also pretty damn fast, and it can perform most tasks just fine. So Minecraft should be running fast. Now let's see what happens. So booting Minecraft takes about 4 seconds to see the main screen. This is the 1.8 version. Likewise, starting the server takes about 6 seconds. I say 6, and here it says 7 because I click the button a little bit later. Right? Don't be misjudged by this 2.2. It's crap because I actually started running when I hit enter, and there's a delay between all these libraries are loaded. This server actually runs a couple of plugins such as luck perms and chat control, which both connect to an external database. So the actual time of the startup of the server, I would say it's closer to 5 seconds as well. So here you go, 10 seconds for both the client and the server to boot up. Now let's review the latest Minecraft version. There you go, you have 13 seconds, so that is almost 3 times as much time as 1.8. And I'm running vanilla. This has no modifications whatsoever. This is default settings. Everything is on default. Now, same for the server, takes about 3 times as much to load. I actually hit the stop button a little bit sooner, so that is close to 14 seconds. So there we go, it's just 3 times as slow to just even start. I'm not even talking about joining the actual gameplay. If you could hear the fans of my computer, these are spinning at very high speeds, and when I play Minecraft 1.8, the computer is absolutely silent. When I'm playing 1.20, the computer is pretty noisy. And just to prove this point, here's a MacBook I paid $5,000 for in 2021. This one was the best MacBook that you could ever get. I paid for the dedicated graphics card, and I also paid for 64 gigs of RAM. This MacBook cannot handle 1.20. It gets super heated, and I can't even record videos on it because everything just goes really slowly. Now, when I use 1.8, everything goes fine. As long as I start booting these latest Minecraft versions, this computer gets super overheated. And this is the best MacBook. It's just 2 years old. I seriously believe that there is something terribly wrong with Minecraft because the last couple of years, the technology did not change so much. We still have roughly the same computers. Like, there has not been any revolution in tech, and I refuse to pay thousands of dollars to buy a brand new computer just to run a block video game every year. I think that's not okay. But something went terribly wrong with Minecraft because every single year the game just appears to run slower and slower, and it's more bloated. Which brings me to the second point. If you open up the main game menu, 1.20 has like 1,000 blocks. Just let's look at that. The sheer amount of options I personally found bloated, and I personally do not use 80% of them. Not because I'm a crappy builder, but simply I just have no purpose for them. And here comes Minecraft 1.2.5, which is the most favorite version that I like to play. It has very easy inventory. All you gotta do is press one key and you can see every single block that the game has to offer. I love this Minecraft version. Not only it loads in just 2 seconds, I'm not even kidding guys, but only it provides a very nice sort of in the middle between the old. I don't like playing the alpha versions or the beta versions. I personally think that these are extremely limited. And 1.2.5, it's not very limited. It has enchantments, it has sprints, it has hunger bar, it has a lot of these sort of new blocks. You know, you got the redstone lamp. I mean, redstone lamp, most of you guys are probably just using it. You don't even know that it did not exist for a very long time. And it also has potions, it has golden apples, it has a lot of stuff that you would normally use, but it doesn't have any bloat. It's very clean. I guess the only thing that I'm missing is the villagers, because the villagers in this version, they were not really implemented and they do absolutely nothing. If I right click them, they're not gonna open up. However, Bukkit is out for this Minecraft version, and with a bit of practice, and by the way, I teach how to code Minecraft plugins in my mineacademy.org educational company. If you become a plugin developer, you can just open the plugin and code that feature when you click villagers. Very, very easy to add. So yeah, I honestly think Minecraft has gone a little bit downhill, and the worst of all, you can't even talk about your opinion anymore, which brings me to the third point, because when you do, you're actually going to get canceled, right? 1.19 introduced something called censorship, which is not called censorship, it's called, there's a very nice euphemism that they like to use, and they like to use the word chat reporting, which in actual words means just censorship. If you don't like something, you're gonna write it, people can report you to Mojang, and then Microsoft employees, you know, ideological employees, if they're going to get offended or triggered by that message, they're just going to block you from the entire multiplayer, so you won't be able to even join any multiplayer server. I'm talking about private servers. I don't care what someone thinks about in Microsoft. I don't give a damn about them, okay? If I have a server, if I have an anarchy server for people in my country, Slovakia, and I want people just to behave a certain way, and we support certain values that are not supported in, you know, in the West, I don't care about the West. I'm not in the West. Why should I give a damn? Why should people be afraid to speak in my own private server? No one else. There is a whitelist, is a private community. Why should someone dictate what people are able to type in the chat, right? Why? I mean, you know, you don't have any permissions. This is from the plugin chat control, but you know, normally you can type in a chat. The problem is that when you start limit free speech, you start to limit creativity, and there is no free expression, and you basically kill the soul. This is what's happening in the school system, but kids are being told respect the authority and shut up and, you know, obey. Well, it's gonna kill the creative expression. Not everything that you're gonna see online you're gonna like, and there is a lot of people having a lot of different opinions, but we need to accept that. That's the state of the world. You can't be a weak man thinking, oh, you know, I'm just gonna get offended by everything and blog everything and censor. I don't think that this is conducive to one's mental health. Okay, we have censorship on the rise. At the same time, we have anxiety and depression on the rise. I think that these two, you know, it's not really connected, but I think that ideological, this psyop that's being, you know, implemented in children has to do with their mental health going down. And I just really disagree with sort of the entire state of the planet moving to a more censored society, where even in a freaking video game like this, I have to be very about what I say. And the way you fix it, I say, is first of all the chat reportings. There's different plugins to disable that, so any server that is respectable, any server of honor should have these plugins and should just completely nuke that feature, because I do disagree with that wholeheartedly. And as regards to the Minecraft version, I would just recommend you stay on the older ones. There is a lot of plugins that work for 1.8.8. I know that there is going to be a lot of hate for people claiming that, oh, you should update, and there's a lot of security bugs. How about you patch these security bugs? How about you go and you create a mod fixing these exploits on 1.8 instead of complaining that they exist? Because complaining does nothing for your mental health and does nothing for the planet. There is no value in complaining. Okay, how about you do and you learn coding? It doesn't have to be my course, it can be any course, and you actually go and fix that issue. So that was enough for me. If you enjoy these videos, I typically have different topics. I typically deal with just coding Minecraft plugins. There is going to be a lot of free stuff on how to code Minecraft plugins. If you want to learn that, subscribe to this channel. It's completely for free. Check out the other videos here if you're going to enjoy coding. If you enjoy the idea of coding, you pretty much will enjoy these videos, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Thank you and take care.